Hello and welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Hare's Nest Stitchery. My name is Brenda Ryan and I am just one part of the duo that makes up Hare's Nest. Today I will be going through my own personal variation of whipped spider's web. If you have a copy of our Rambling Stitch purse, you will find a description of this technique in the pack. So this is a video to accompany the description. A traditional whipped spider's web has a setup of a series of spokes which are then woven over and under using a separate thread. This version is a simple variation using the traditional technique. To set up this stitch, you need a series of spokes. These can be right around in a circle as in the traditional manner, or they could be just a series of straight stitches in any arrangement of your choice. One traditional method of working this would be to work over and under all of the spokes, not entering the fabric, just a weaving motion over and under the spokes. A good tip is to use the eye of the needle to work the weaving. Work several rows of this until you are past the central point. So to work the setup rows, I'll bring my setup thread, the base thread if you like, to the surface and work a series of straight stitches or spokes. So there's my series of just a very simple version with 4 spokes. So I'll drag them all together and at the finish of all this working, I would probably work some French knots or colonial knots into the center point here and some out there on the edges as well, but we won't do that just at the moment. So to work the simple weaving version, bring your thread out beside the spoke, and using the eye of the needle, pass the needle underneath the spoke, over the next spoke, under the next spoke, and over that one. Pull them down like it's in a weaving motion, pulling it reasonably firmly, and exit to the back. Again, bring the needle out beside where you emerged from first, going over this spoke, under this one, and over that one. And that gives you a pattern like that. This can be varied again in a simple way by varying where you start. So instead of going over the first one, I'll treat it as though I'm going, bring the needle out beside the spoke, pass the needle over this spoke that I've previously gone under. Now I'm going over it, then I'll go under this one, and that'll change the pattern again. And this time over this one, under this one, over this one, under this one. And that gives you that form of weaving. The reason that I'm not working backwards, going back that way, is because it secures the thread firmly for this sort of piece. So there's your original setup with the simple weaving. What you can do then is to make a variation, and to do this I'll change thread. I'll go to a different coloured thread. And for this one, Again, I'll bury the thread in here. Take a tiny stitch here. And this time I will make a blanket stitch motion over each spoke. So I'm going to pull that through, pull it to the left, holding it with my left thumb each time. So I'm making a blanket stitch motion over the spoke. And again, passing through to the back, up to the same spot, making a blanket stitch motion over the spoke. 1, 2. It's really very simple technique. All it really relies on is tension, that the thread be kept under tension at all times. Now to vary this again, I could make 2 blanket stitches each time. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And you can see that as you work these, you can push them all down onto the spoke with your needle. And again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and through to the back. And you can see there the pattern that's emerging. It looks quite different than the weaving where I started. Now you could finish this here if you wanted to by simply bringing the thread up and making a few random colonial knots, perhaps onto the ends of the spokes. You could add a stem down this way. I'm running out of thread here. You could make a stem down there. And if you have a look on your pattern, you'll see on the pattern of the front of the purse, you'll see a rather large version of these. These spokes here are about a little over 1 inch long. Thank you all for watching. This has been Brenda Ryan of the Hare's Nest Stitchery YouTube channel. Don't forget to visit our new website, haresneststitchery.com. There will be a written version of this tutorial available as well. We also have a new Instagram page in the works. You can find it at Hare's Nest. Again, the link will be in the description. See you next time.